I just want to say one thing. Yo, Adrian! Adrian!
Yeah, absolutely sparked out. I'm absolutely over the moon for this fucking knockout because Kamaru Usman was doing what he does in a lot of fights, especially when he's facing a bit of adversarial contact, is he cheats. He had his fingers in the fucking ring. He was faking low kicks. He was faking eye pokes. It was a lot of bollocks. And he got absolutely sparked out. Let's get into it. Before I do, hit subscribe. Man, I'm super happy for this fight. Not to mention, I won 170 quid on Leon Rocky Edwards sparking him out. And I don't have anything massively against Kamaru Usman. I just felt that the cheating gets out of control. You know what happens when he's fighting an easy fight, we'll say like a Masvidal. He absolutely mauled him twice. So there's no need to cheat. He can just go in there and he's got the tactics. He's got the game plan in place. He's got that piston of a jab. The wrestling is on point. So he doesn't need to do anything. He goes in there, he paints by numbers and he wins it and he becomes this awesome champion. And you know what? I actually do like Kamaru Usman. I don't think he's an asshole. I think his manager is a massive asshole. But I think he's actually alright. I think he's faking it. I think in the Nigerian nightmare, that's all a big load of shit. I think that he's just a nice guy that's really good wrestling and has developed as a boxer over the years. He's really good. But there's a sinister and a dodginess to him that most people don't talk about too often. And when he's fighting the likes of Masvidal's and your Gilbert Burns's, that's fine. He looks amazing. But when he comes up against a serious, real contender like Colby Chaos Covington, then we see the tactics start to play in. Now, we're not going to talk about what he does outside the ring or if he does anything to help himself outside the ring. That's not our place to talk about it. But what we are going to talk about is the cheating on the inside of the ring. And he seems to do it when he knows that there's a little bit of a pushback. Last night, Leon Edwards went in there and gave us a display of martial arts. And that's what he said he was going to do. He said it wasn't going to be a wrestling match. It wasn't going to be a boxing match. It was going to be a martial arts exhibition. And that's what we saw in the first round. He took him down. I'm not going to say that he took him down for the first time ever in his career because we know that Colby took him down in the last fight at Madison Square Gardens. That should have been marked as a legitimate takedown. That did happen. So he took him down easily. In the first round, he took his back, body triangle, tried a little bit to slip in a rear naked, but wasn't really equipped when it came to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But won the first round. Straight away, you could see there was a glaze that came over the eyes of Kamaru Usman. He went back, and I even said it to the lads that I was watching with, he's going to come out all guns blazing. He came out, and he did what he does. He put it on the wrestling. He put pressure on. He pushed him. He backed him all the way up. All the way through the second, third and fourth round. There was a little kind of to and fro in between there, but mainly it was Kamaru coming at him. And what we saw happening is we saw these cheating tactics start to come into play. Now Herb Dean, who I used to absolutely love, but I think has lost a step in recent times. There's a lot of dodgy decisions there. I think Mike Bellatrin should have been the referee for this fight. We saw the way Mike Bellatrin handled the whole night. He was pulling guys left, right and center saying, listen, no bullshit. Give it over right now. Young man, get control of yourself. It was absolutely brilliant. And I think that we needed that heavy hand in terms of a referee to kind of rein in what was going on in this fight. Because we saw Herb Dean warning Leon Edwards for grabbing the glove. But then he just seemed to go missing for the rest of the fight. Kamaru Usman was grabbing the cage maybe 6 or 7 different times. We saw Kamaru Usman fake the eye poke. The thumb kind of breezed off the corner of his face, somewhere in the vicinity of an eye. And we know from the Colby fights exactly what Kamaru does when that happens. He starts wincing and pretending and looking for 5 minutes and looking for points to be taken off people and really kind of stop starting the fight. And that does put a little bit of onus on the opposite fighter to come back even harder because they know that they're losing on points and wrestling. So it's a very intelligent but pernicious tactic by Kamaru Usman. Again, we saw him take the bones of 5 minutes for a groin kick that was nowhere near his groin. 47 miles up on his chest. Leon Edwards' foot was, so I don't get that. There's millions of videos that you can go watch on YouTube of all the faking and all the cheating that he's done against Colby Covington. And just in the 2 fights against Colby Covington, 10 rounds, there is numerous examples of this. So that's what we saw last night. And it's kind of a strange one because, as I said, I don't think Kamaru Usman is a bad guy. But if you're watching that fight and it's late into the 5th round, it almost looked like he held up his hands and was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm happy to lose the decision here. And I was quite skeptical of the cornermen. I know one of them is his father. I don't know who the other guys are, but I was quite skeptical of the advice that they were giving him, because they were giving him this, you know, Rocky 4 versus Ivan Drago speech, and they were shouting at him. It's like, you want to fucking get it? Go get it. Get up and get it. Stop letting him bully you. Get out there, push forward, move your hands. And I felt that the way the fight was unraveling, we needed a bit more of a tactical advice, or a bit more of a tactical cornerman talk. But I was wrong. I was 100% wrong, because what happened was the Adrian we did it moment. And I think that there was a direct correlation with Leon feinting that right hand, making Usman dip down, and then sparking him clean out. I think there was a direct correlation between that happening. Obviously that was worked and that was skill, but also somewhere there in the back of his brain, like an angel on his shoulder, was that voice coming from the corner saying, don't be bullied, stop backing up, let your fucking hands go, get out there and get it done. And man, it was like a movie. It was like the end scene from a Rocky movie. He did it. Leon Edwards became the world champion. He became the first man to smash and stop Kamaru Usman. Leon Edwards is the welterweight champion of the world, and I couldn't be happier. What an absolute great fight. Congratulations to Leon Edwards. And to Kamaru Usman, I guess karma is a bitch. If you liked anything that I said here, hit like, subscribe, and maybe share out the content. Cheers.